Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada. Another property tour today for you. This one, just about 3,000 square feet, 5 bedroom, 3 bath, does include a bedroom downstairs and a pool out back, 3-car garage. We're here in the heart of Green Valley in Henderson, 89074. The home built in 1995. Quick look around the neighborhood here. This is going to be Windmill Parkway right here, going out to Pecos. So just north of the 215 freeway. You have the flat tile roof here with the stonework on the elevation. Mature, water-saving landscape here. Let's go inside and check it out. Total square footage here, 2,883 square feet. And have 2 full baths, 1 3/4 bath. The home has been remodeled. Doesn't appear to be remodeled for this sale. I believe someone lived here after the remodel. HOA is going to be $18 a month. It is going to include the refrigerator, washer, and dryer. So this is going to be the living room here. And the dining room here to the left. Kitchen's going to be through this doorway. The annual taxes on a home like this, about $4,000 a year. No SIDS or lids. Do have a pass-through laundry room here. Front load Samsung washer and dryer. And you do get the sink in the laundry room as well. More of like a hand sink there. And then out to this 3-car garage. They do have this tile area here. Don't see this very often. This is just on the entrance to the home. Single bay 3-car garage. You just have this one post here separating the 2 sides. Do have a service door going out back. Wired for opener on this single car side. Water heater. Quick thing I want to point out real quick. Real quick. I'll say quick 5 times. Something I want to point out here. So you see all this water damage around the water heater. We see that quite a bit. A lot of times people will just dry it, throw the new water heater on, and because it's in the garage, they don't fix the cosmetics of it. your inspector, just want to make sure that it's dry. There's no actual moisture in there. Currently, you should be good to go. Typically, people will not change their water heater until there's an issue, but this is what happens. So you get all this water damage, and then you get a new water heater. You do have the soft water system here. It does not appear to be plugged in. So that's something you'd want to check on. If it doesn't work, let's get it out of here before you close on the home. But yeah, this is more of an aesthetic concern. Easily fixed, but again, just want to make sure there's no moisture or any growth of any sort in there. Head back inside. Continue around to the left here. We're going to have closet. We're going to have, looks like a newer thermostat. AC feels good. But according to that, there may be a concern. Bedroom. One downstairs here. About 9 by 10. Downstairs bathroom. So you can see a lot of remodeling has been done. Family room, kitchen will be over here. We're going to head upstairs first. Quick note to point out, the stairs do not match the flooring. Similar, but clearly a different color. Head over to the left here. We'll have the first bathroom upstairs. Something interesting to point out here. So you can see how thick this quartz is here. It's not too much thicker in most applications. The reason it looks so much thicker, typically it's a little thicker, but when you see that kitchen countertop and it looks like it's this thick, they actually just cut the edge and flip it down and double it up so it looks like a nice thick countertop. Most of the time they're going to be somewhere in this range, possibly a little bit thicker, but when you see that big edge like this, it's not the actual thickness of the countertop. But good example here, because they didn't hide it. You can see the exact thickness of that piece. Rainfall shower head, the barn door slider, big modern tub there. Another dual flush toilet. I'd have to look at the history. This home gives me the vibes of it was remodeled to sell. Someone bought it, moved in, and now they're selling it. About a 1/4-inch gap there between the two rooms. And you can see the flooring here moved as well. So this is the biggest bedroom of the secondary bedrooms. Kind of feels like a loft, but It is a bedroom, has the vaulted ceiling. It's very large. Could it be 22 by 18? I don't think so. Maybe 20 by 16. I don't have my measuring tool with me. It's in the car. 22 by 18 seems like a little bit of a stretch. Happens to also be the exact same dimensions they have listed for the family room. So interesting thing about these MLS sheets, this is where I get all my information. It's pulled right off the MLS, which is the multiple listing service, which is, what realtors pay for to be a part of so that we have access to all of the homes in the valley here. Some of these numbers are automatic off of the tax record. For example, the square footage of the home, the lot size, bedrooms, garage, and a lot of it we put in ourselves. So the size of the rooms, the amenities, things like that, we put all of that in. That's inputted by the realtor. But then there's a funny thing that all of us realtors do, and in the agent to agent comments, so there's 2 sets of remarks on this home. So there's a whole paragraph of that's what you see when you look on Zillow. So when you go on Zillow and you see a home and you read the description and elevated living in the heart of Green Valley, loaded with upgrades, this remodeled 5-bedroom, blah, 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 right? But then there's the agent to agent remarks where we kind of talk about certain things. Maybe there's solar. Is it leased? Where do we want the offers sent to? Maybe showing restrictions like, 2-hour notice for showings, just information like that. But there's this little sentence that all the realtors put in there and says something like this. The one here, I'll just read you the one on this page. It says, seller and seller's broker do not guarantee any information on the listing. So on my listings, I put in buyer and buyer's agent to verify all information on the MLS is correct. So basically, we aren't responsible if you think the room's 22 by 18 and it's not. Well, you better measure it yourself as the buyer. Something we look into, something I pay attention to, obviously, when we're touring homes together. There's another gap right here. Not sure what that's from. But yeah, just a little insider information there. But yeah, they say we do not guarantee any of this information. You want to check the schools? We input what schools this is zoned for. And just between us and the thousands of people watching, whoever you are, a lot of the times realtors will just grab another listing from the neighborhood that may be sold or is for sale and copy all the information. I've seen that done many times. So as your buyer's agent, I do verify all of this information. Question on a room, let's measure it. Question on school zone, well, let's look it up on the Clark County website. Disclose, 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 discover. Like, that's really what it's about. I don't want any surprises. So again, that countertop thickness you can definitely see here. Vaulted ceilings in this bathroom and this bedroom here. Do have the freestanding tub as well. 9 out of 10 times, these are fiberglass. And that's no exception there. I've kind of done away with the porcelain tubs. Cost, ease of install. Walk-in closet over here. Vaulted ceiling in the walk-in closet does give you some extra space if you want to go up a couple levels with hanging the clothes. And a little secret door. Shall we open it? Why not? It does have a lock on it. And it is a crawl space. Wow, there's a lot of space under there. Okay. Kind of a lot of storage. I don't know what all that is. Interesting. All right. Well, let's head downstairs. By the way, I'm Andrew Guyan with Simply Vegas, local licensed realtor, real estate advisor. And if you want the complete 5-star first class buying experience or selling experience, want to maximize the dollars you put in your pocket when you sell, or you want the best buyer representation in the city, give me a call. My phone number's down there. I would love to help you find an amazing home, save you time, save you lots of money, save you a headache. Just give me a call. There's no cost, no obligation. In fact, you don't pay me a dime until we close, and even then, it's just a small transaction fee. I don't charge my buyers commission. That is paid for by the seller and negotiated in the terms of the contract. Let's face it, you want a buyer's agent that notices things. And if you want to know what this is Home Depot bottled spray-on texture here. That's why it looks different. So there was some sort of fix there, some sort of repair. And yeah, they just bought that can, they sprayed it on. They didn't knock it down. You can see that here as well. So this orange peel or knockdown texture, basically what it is, if you can see this, they spray it on and it's kind of, bumpy, has all these bumps, and then they knock it down to give it this smoother texture here. So that's why they call it a knockdown texture, like an orange peel texture. And if you just spray on the can and you don't knock it down, that's what you end up with, kind of a bubbly texture there. Gas fireplace. So 2 gas fireplaces in the home. In 1995, your TV fit in this space. Now it doesn't. We'll be out to that pool in just a moment, and I know what you're thinking, but we'll talk about that. Hang in there. These are kind of cool LED lights here. You can see the orange ring around the LED. So what it actually does, oh, well, these are all backwards over here. See, they're not in the same. So basically there's 3 settings. Let's see if I can do, all right, we'll play with this one. So we have the one ring in yellow, turn it off, turn it on. You have all of the light on, turn it off, turn it on, just the white. So kind of a cool thing. You kind of have this night mode, gives you a nice soft light for the evening if you're just kind of grabbing a glass of water. Now these, you can see they're all out of sync and one of them doesn't work. So I don't know how to sync them up, but that would need to be done. I could not get the island lights on unless it's this switch here, but I feel like, oh, there it is. Okay. Figured it out in real time. So this is that edge of the counter I was talking about. See how thick this is? So, but you can see the seam. They just cut it, flip it down, and your countertop's probably only about that thick. Walk-in pantry here. It's the closet under the stairs. Nice room, nice space. Has some storage area for bigger things there. a green granite that matches the pool, which we'll check out in just a moment. Frigidaire, white appliances. I mean, well kept. I can't imagine those are, I think these are maybe new with the remodel. It feels like a newer style, even though they're in white. And then this is the original GE 5-burner gas range. You have your hood there, so you should have a vent out, and you do. You can see when they painted the cabinets, they just painted right onto that vent too. White dishwasher, Frigidaire, big stainless sink here. You do have the pet door. And I'm not a big fan of sliders. I like that you have this door going out back here. So let's talk about this backyard. The lot size, 6,534 square feet. You have an actual lagoon here. So not only is the pool off, you do have a waterfall in the pool there. There's a few wasps on the pool also. You can see those swarming around there. I don't know if that's because the pool's green and not running, or if that's something you need to look into, but I would definitely want to figure that out before complete the sale. Looks like there was a pool filter and it's gone. So don't know if it has any information. So normally you'd have like that big kind of round pool filter. So that's probably why the pool's not on. That would need to be addressed. But yeah, this is not going to be acceptable. I'm going to give you the price for this home in a minute here, and then we're going to talk about that. And then I'll let you go. I do like this little paver section, fairly private backyard. Got our AC units over here, little storage on the side. I don't know that I'm storing my trash cans over here. That's a long walk all the way around to take the trash out. Nice palm trees, big high wall. So the price of this home is $739. In my opinion, just seems a bit off. I was excited on paper, the size of the home, the area, pool, remodeled. But we saw some things today, didn't we? And yeah, I mean, for this price point, this pool needs to be running nice and blue, get the waterfall going, you know, fix some of the lighting inside. I mean, let's face it, sometimes if you want to maximize the price of your home, you're going to have to spend a little money, and that's just the way it goes. We don't want you to spend $10,000 to increase your price by $10,000, right? But time is money, especially in this market when there's so many homes available. You know, we have a higher inventory than, you know, it's been many years since we've had this many homes on the market. How does your home stand out? Is it the price? Is it the condition? Hopefully it's both. Price the home right, get it ready to sell the right way. You're going to make the most money. Inspector's going to point out all this dirt up against the wall. That needs to be pulled away from the wall. You don't want the landscape up on top of your foundation like that. Anyways, that's enough for me. I'm Andrew Giant with Simply Vegas, real estate advisor. I want to help you maximize your sale, find the right home, maybe both. Give me a call. My phone number's down there. Giant Luxury Group. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.